Quad Webb, known for her big personality on Married to Medicine, has remained quiet about a heartbreaking tragedy that unfolded in her own home. A 3-year-old child, her niece, drowned in the backyard pool of her Atlanta residence. And the silence around the incident has raised unsettling questions. Why hasn't it been discussed on the show? Was alcohol involved? And most importantly, why does it seem like this child's death has been kept a secret? The heartbreaking incident happened in July 2023. According to reports, Quad's young niece was staying with her at the time. On that devastating day, the toddler somehow wandered outside, made her way to the backyard pool, and drowned. The baby was just 3 years old, a beautiful child full of life, gone far too soon. When the news first surfaced, many fans of Married to Medicine were shocked. Some hadn't even heard about the tragedy until much later. The show barely addressed it, if at all, and that silence made people start to wonder, was there something deeper behind the lack of public acknowledgement? According to official documents from the Cobb County Medical Examiner's Office, the cause of death was asphyxia due to drowning. It was ruled accidental, but the report also detailed something troubling. The child had been missing for nearly 20 minutes before anyone realized she was gone. In that time, she had walked out to the pool, stepped into the water, struggled for her life, and slipped beneath the surface, alone and unnoticed. The timeline provided in the medical report is chilling. Around 8:06 p.m., the toddler exited the house and walked to the pool. At 8:07 p.m., she sat by the edge. By 8:08 p.m., she stepped into the water, struggling almost immediately. By 8:09 p.m., she was upside down, submerged. It wasn't until 8:28 p.m. that she was finally found floating in the water, lifeless. It raises the obvious and painful question, where were the adults? According to the family's statement, the baby was last seen playing in an upstairs bedroom with her aunt, Quad. After dinner, the aunt reportedly assumed the child was with the grandmother. The grandmother believed the child was with Quad. Meanwhile, other family members had been in the pool earlier that evening, but were no longer around when the child drowned. It seems that a series of miscommunications and assumptions led to the child being left completely unattended. There is security camera footage from the home that confirms the timeline. That video shows the heartbreaking journey of a child unknowingly walking to her death. No adult appeared in the frame to intervene, no lifeguard, no supervision, just a toddler who didn't know how to swim, falling into deep water. The 911 call came in just after 8:30 p.m. First responders rushed the baby to Scottish Rite Hospital, but despite every effort to resuscitate her, it was too late. She was pronounced dead at the hospital. The tragedy was officially documented, yet somehow it remained almost invisible to the public eye. And here's where the story takes an even darker turn. Rumors began to spread. Some claimed that alcohol may have played a role in this tragedy. Allegedly, there were adults drinking at the home that evening. That could be why supervision lapsed. That could be why no one noticed the baby was missing. If true, that's a painful truth to face. But it's an allegation, unconfirmed but whispered by those close to the situation. And perhaps that's also why there's been such a heavy silence around this loss. Because if alcohol really was a factor, if the adults were too distracted to notice a child disappearing, then we're looking at more than just a tragic accident. We're looking at negligence. To make matters more complicated, the medical examiner's report also details confusion about the child's custody. At first, authorities weren't sure who had legal rights over the child's body. It was later confirmed that the biological father, who lives in Mississippi, had full legal custody. He was eventually contacted and informed of the situation. This added layer of legal confusion only made the tragedy more distressing.